Hi everybody, I'm the module leader for PPDI, Project Placement, Design and Implementation, and I thought I'd just give you a quick overview on how Task 1, the learning contract, and Task 2, the project report, fit together and how the whole assessment kind of works in that way. So you have over here week 1 where you've started your PPDI experience, and you'll be running all the way through till week 10 where you'll be finishing your PPDI experience, your project, whatever that is, and you'll be writing up a project report. You're writing up your learning contract here in the initial stages. You'll be writing up your project report at the end of the stages. So what are the two reports? How do they connect? What have they got to do with each other? The project report is your commitment to the 10 weeks towards the projects that you're going to be doing. So the language ideally should be future tense. I will. Knowing what I know, I will, those kinds of decisions. And so your learning contract is at this stage here talking to the future. Once you've completed the whole process, the report, the project report, is talking past tense back to the past in terms of what you have managed to achieve based on the learning contract. Right, now that sounds all confusing. Let me give you an example. In a month's time, I'd like to go to a wedding and I'd like to put on the snazzy suit I have in my cupboard. But I'm fat, all right? So I'm not going to fit into the thing. So I'm going to set myself a project over the next 10 weeks. Let's go with 10 weeks. Over the next 10 weeks, I want to lose 10 kilograms in order for me, from week 1 to week 10, losing 10 kilograms to put on my suit and go to this wedding and look very snazzy and flashy. So my learning contract is how I will intend to achieve the end goal. So I will commit myself to eating less and moving more. Now what does that mean? I can write those things on paper, but they're not just going to happen on their own. I need to commit myself to action. So in terms of eating less, I may commit myself to a particular diet, Dukan, etc., etc. There's all kinds of diets on the market. So I commit myself to the Dukan. So that's my theory, that's my model. I'm committing myself to applying the Dukan diet over the next 10 weeks. Now, what does that look like on a day-to-day basis? What will I have for breakfast, lunch, supper, every single day for the next 10 weeks? That's my project plan. So I can write that up in my learning contract, give an indication of what I'm intending to eat every day, breakfast, lunch, supper, the things I'm not going to be doing, starch, bread, potatoes, those kinds of things. And then when I get to the project report, I can then tick off how many of those breakfasts I stuck to, how many of those lunches I stuck to, how many of those suppers I stuck to. So the project report, the learning contract is contracting me towards a particular action as I head down across the 10 weeks. What about exercise? Yeah, eat less, move more. So I might put myself on an exercise regime. Now again, I'm not going to be saying I'm going to run for an hour every day. I know my lifestyle. I can't fit that in. I can most likely run for an hour. I can do 2 of those a week, maybe on the weekends. So again, that sets up a Gantt chart in terms of my exercise strategy. That's my learning contract. Now, one more thing I can put in my learning contract. I'm going to do this ethically. In other words, I'm not going to go to the loo, put my finger in my throat, and be unethical about losing weight. No, I'm going to do it ethically. I'm going to eat less. I'm going to move more. So the ethics document goes into my learning contract because it's my commitment across the 10 weeks to do it ethically. That's my learning contract. Task 1, 1,500 words. Task 2, project report. I get to the end of the 10 weeks. Did I lose weight or not? I can write up the background, why I wanted to lose weight. I want to go to the wedding, I want to put on the suit. I can tell you about the models I use, Dukan diet, exercise regime, etc., etc. I can reflect and analyze what actions I did take. I stuck to these meals. Ones I didn't take, I didn't stick to these meals. And I can give you an evidence in the project report of what I've achieved across the 10 weeks. I can give you a tick list of what meals I kept to. I can give you a picture of me standing on the scales before learning contract. After project report, you can see the difference in the weight. If I fail to achieve my goal, I've got clear evidence as to why not. I didn't stick to 50% of my meal plan, or I didn't stick to 50% of my exercise plan. My exercise plan, evidence. Well, I can show you my Fitbit, the routes I ran, how long I took, where I went, and all of that is the evidence that I'm providing in my project report, which points back to my learning contract. So even if I intended to do this, that, and the other, future tense language, and I didn't achieve it, I can still show you that I learned from it. What didn't I achieve, or what did I achieve, and providing evidence to that and writing up the report in that particular way. So that's how the two fit together. The learning contract, and that needs to be signed off by week 4 because you're committing yourself to it. If I want to polish it, I like James Milner, he uses that word. If I want to polish the learning contract in week 10, because it's part of the submission, I don't change the whole thing. If I didn't end up getting my goal of losing weight, I don't try and pull the wool over your eyes and lie about it. I admit where I failed, and I write that up as part of the report. So, learning contract, initially talking to the future, project report, talking back to the past, and you're capturing the conversation between these two. So I hope that's helpful. Thank you.